Yeah, but if you drop, you're going to break things down. That's going to happen. And all of that internal noise will start. So here's the thing. So this links into the belief. What do you do about it? Because I used to get this with athletes all the time. They go to the start line and they look around and they go, that person's bigger than me. Ooh, look at the shoes on that person. I know for a fact those shoes cost 150 pounds. They got 100, they must be able to run it. All that noise, they stand no chance when it comes to that race. So how do we deal with that? You can't take the noise away, but what you can do is you can challenge it. I say challenge it with a question. So when you get that noise in your head of, I can't do this, ask a question which goes for the facts, which goes for the evidence.
Say that again, sorry.
Go for the facts, go for the evidence. So, you know, some people say, well, I can't do this. So I wouldn't try and convince them that they can, which is often what you hear. Someone says, I can't, everyone around them go, yes, you can, of course you can, of course you can. That doesn't actually remove the noise, it just gives the noise more to fight against. So someone's actually saying to me, no, I can't, no, I can't. My tendency would be to ask, all right, where's the proof that you can't? What evidence is there to say that you can't? How many things have you got that you actually believe you're no good at doing? Because I guarantee pretty much everyone in this room has got something they don't believe they're good at doing, but actually there's not one scrap of evidence to back it up. It's just that belief that we've held for a long period of time. Now those beliefs can come from an experience of something, can come from something someone said once upon a time. It's like me, I can't sing, can't hold a note. No, can't. I tell you what, I know where that comes from. Because at about age 6 or 7, this was back in the day when teachers believed that if it rained on you, and you got wet, you'd sort of melt, or something bad would happen to you. So they kept you inside and you sang stuff. And we were just doing all this sort of singing, and they came to a certain song, and the teacher went, any volunteers please? And me and my little mate, Terry, we stuck our hands up and go, that's miss, we'll sing that one. And she just went, no boys, you boys are growlers, you don't sing. And that's, I can't sing. Right? So all that I'm saying is, that's how you work with beliefs. Challenge it. And the best way to challenge it is with a question.
Have you overcome that? The fact that you can't sing?
I do. No, that's not going to happen. I kind of test it out sometimes when there's nobody else around, bath, shower, you know, in the car. But the point is, in a way, it doesn't mean that much to me, other than now we've got little man running around the house. There'll be times when he wants me to do something, and so I'll just kind of sing along with it. And it doesn't mean anything. Am I holding a note? Am I not? You know, it doesn't matter whether I can hold a note. But now I don't let it stop me doing things, because I recognise it's just an old tape that's been playing in my head that I chose to listen to and not challenge.
So the point is, it doesn't matter what the teacher said to you, it's your perception moving forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was one of the bases of your belief, wasn't it? He said, the way we behave or our beliefs are made up of one of these type of elements. It's your experience, what you've been taught, or whatever.
So it goes back to my original point. So if you're in an environment where all you hear is you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, but then you're at a crest where you're fighting, you're warring, I want to do this, so then how do you actually, because I appreciate you can't motivate somebody, because I appreciate that's seasonal, so then what advice would you give to somebody who's been in that particular?
They either need the ability within themselves, or it can often help to have someone external bring that challenging voice. And just cause them to look at it factually, read books, but just cause people to look at it factually, cause people to look for the evidence, because a lot of the time there isn't any.
I think most people that I look at, read about, or have spoken to who are successful, most people look at them as deluded. They're deluded. Martin Luther King was deluded. Nelson Mandela deluded. Richard Branson deluded. Lance Armstrong deluded. Everyone's Michael Jordan's deluded. We all deluded. But I think for me, that's the thing. I think it's you have to have a delusion.
Well, the thing is, a really strong held belief, when looked at from the outside, can look like delusion. Because it doesn't make sense when you're looking at it from out there, but when you're in it, it makes perfect sense. You talk to Mandela, you talk to Branson, you talk to Michael, it makes perfect sense to them.
Especially now.
Yeah.
And I suppose that all their beliefs will be similar. To the outside world, it will be delusion, but to everybody else in that inner circle, it'd just be the norm, wouldn't it? Okay.
point. So again, it's not, is the belief right or wrong? So people go, it's delusional. You know what, that doesn't matter. Does the belief help them get to where they want to be? And in all those cases you cited, yes it does. Therefore, wonderful belief. So that's just a little bit on beliefs there. So the key thing is challenge them. Be prepared to challenge them. But this is a two-way street. I'm not just talking about challenging the stuff that we might perceive as negative. I'm talking about challenging the stuff that we might perceive as positive. So too often there's those ones that we label as positive, we just let them sit because we think, well, they're great. And we don't challenge them. That's how you move forward. Challenge everything. Be prepared to look at everything.
Just give an example of that. Child, you wouldn't, like, if your child said, I don't know, I'm going to be Prime Minister when I'm older, you'd be like, oh, no, you're not. Does that mean, when you say challenge something positive, do you mean challenge it negatively or challenge it so you encourage?
No, just challenge them to look. Say if they say, I'm going to be Prime Minister, well, okay, that's cool. You know, I might then be asking questions like, all right, so what does that mean? What level of education are you going to need in order to step into that Prime Minister role?
So you get them to set like their goals, their track.
That's right. Because they're going, I'm going to be Prime Minister. Well, based on what? Well, based on because I just think I'm Prime Minister material. Well, that's wonderful. I'm really overjoyed that you think you're Prime Minister material. But let me just ask you a couple of questions now and cause them to look at the reality of it rather than just living off the hype.
So then they draw their own conclusion. So then with their own conclusion, if they doubt themselves, it's down to them, not as opposed to an external force.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The more we can keep it in the individual, the more they're in control of it, and the better it is.
You can make